Hello, reacting video. Today we want to take a look at Hawlucha in the Go Battle League. This Pokemon is now a regional for like the Mexico region. I think parts of the USA also gets access to this Pokemon, which is kind of interesting as we go into a face-off here immediately against a hard wall team with the Swampert. We can see here the Hawlucha going for the flying press and going to not knock out the opponent, sadly. You're still going to be able to shield one more time here against the opponent's Ninetales. They can go for more Polar Snow and you can farm them all the way down. Realign against a Alolan Ninetales because now you have to throw the Poison Jab as a fast move here, which is new. Before it was able to learn a wing attack, but sadly Niantic, okay, not really sadly, I'm actually happy about this. Niantic went ahead and nerfed this Pokemon. Here, by the way, you should have definitely swapped out already, because this Pokemon itself, a Whimsicott, is not something that can do anything against Bastion, but you cannot need the energy from your Medicham against the opponent's Swampert, so I don't know if you're going to be able to win this one. But yeah, this Pokemon only now available in the Mexico region. If you live in Mexico, you most likely already saw it, as this Pokemon is now in a new event as well. I think you actually have like an event research as well, but here actually the opponent's Swampert had way lower HP than I expected, and they're going to let this move go through as well. Good game there. But there seems to be also like a special research just for Mexico, which is kind of sad for the rest of the world, but I guess, hey, for Mexican people, that seems to be the way to go. Very nice for them. It's still, like, as a European, like, Europe feels like always getting completely, like, I don't know, like, we didn't get any cool regional for ages. There's Klefki, I guess, in France, but, like, where I live, I have Mr. Mime since the beginning, and that's basically all I have here. There's nothing else. So, yeah, like, it feels kind of always unfair when everybody gets, like, those regionals, especially this region there. Like, if you go to, like, the lower parts of lower right part of like the US, you basically get everything of Corsola, Heracross and whatever. Like, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm not going to talk about too much about this one. We're going to talk about Hawlucha today. This Pokemon got nerfed from Wing Attack and Sky Attack down to only having now access to Aerial Ace instead, which was the main reason, most likely, the outburst on Twitter, because this Pokemon would be with the actual moveset that it had before in the code. Completely insane, a complete core breaker for the actual meta currently in the Great League. But as they're going to nerf it down like here right now, you're going to see it's going to be not the best one anymore, but still a Pokemon that is playable. Poison Jab, not to underestimate, especially as the current meta is not really expecting this move. Of course, Wing Attack would have been a better one there, but you still actually also have access to the move Power Punch, which I think would be an interesting option as well. Going for double fighting coverage there with Power Punch and Flying Press might be the way to go, but Flying Press itself also a very good move itself to just throw in general, so I guess maybe it does make the most sense in hindsight to run Aerial Ace on this Pokemon. You will see a Sableye coming in against you, which is amazing for you as the opponent swapped out of their Macargo, which is a cool Pokemon. I like Macargo, but mainly as a safe swap here as this team going to not really struggle against this Pokemon in general. We see the Stone Edge coming through, going to get shielded from the opponent. Getting shields down is amazing. This matchup in general is amazing for your Bastion. You can even let another move go through and you will be able to go ahead and... You didn't even have to shield this if you throw the other move immediately, by the way. But you can go ahead, go for another charge move here. Not really necessary. Like, again, like if you went straight for your charge move, you would have been way better off. But now the opponent gonna go into the Medicham, which you can align your own Medicham, or you're actually going to go into your Hawlucha. I guess it's better as well. Yeah, I guess it's better because you can go ahead and go for Aerial Ace. They're going to go straight for the Psychic, which is cool for you, but this is going to be an interesting one. You can go for the Aerial Ace, go and put them into range as well here already. For your own Psychic here, as you're going to be able to catch the move. This was a very smart decision here, because this is just basically balancing around. Throwing this charge move here against your Medicham will not put him into range where it's really threatening the outcome of this match here. You will be able to take another Psychic, and never mind, you will not be able to take another Psychic. And we're going to have now the matchup against the opponent's... What's called the opponent's Macargo. That thing just gets a one-shot. I thought at least it would do like I didn't expect that this would one-shot. I thought it would easily take one move of this, but Flying Press is one of the strongest charge moves in the game here for Pokemon Go in general. Like, this is one of the strongest ones. We only had it before on the Pikachu. Pikachu Libra was able to learn Flying Press and so it was pretty balanced. But here we're going to see the full wrath of this, like it's going to destroy the opponent's Ninetales there. This is insane. Actually thought before that you might want to run the Medicham as a Sace up here instead, but I feel like maybe the Hawlucha is actually the better one, because also people just don't know what to do about it. And now you can align your Pokemon correctly, which is amazing for you, as you can now align the Galarian Stunfisk against your own Medicham. And you have a great time here, of course. This is a very good matchup for you. You can go for the Ice Punch, and the opponent going to forfeit. So many good games already. This is looking amazing so far. Next opponent, let's see. We're going to see the Bastion against an Obstagoon here. You can go ahead and go straight into the Hawlucha, which is going to lure out now the opponent's Noctowl. Flying Press is always the better move to run if it's neutral here. As you can see here, Flying Press does so much damage to the Noctowl. You can even shield this move up, which I really like here. Force another shield from the opponent, because this will also basically waste your switch clock time right now, which is really nice, because now you can let this move go through and you can farm all the way down, but you can align your Pokemon later on again without being stuck against the Obstagoon with your own Pokemon there as well. As we see a Salazzle there. It's so many cool Pokemon here from the opponents. I kind of want to play Salazzle as well again. Looks like a fun Pokemon to use in the current meta as well. A lot of Pokemon that are a little bit weak against this Pokemon. Very cool, fun one to use. But this Ice Punch going to get shielded. Now you can go for the Psychic after shielding the next charge move of the opponent, allowing you to knock them out, as this is going to come through here, going to easily destroy the opponent here, as this is going to would have done like so much more damage anyway. You're going to be able to let this move go through there, which is going to knock you out, going to be Night Slash. They don't get the boost, but I think you're actually fine here. Yes, they're going to have most likely Cross Chop as well, which is going to be double super effective here. But Bastion is just such a tank. Like, with Stone Edge going to put them basically into farm down range. They're still going to be close, but never mind. Like, no, Stone Edge didn't put them into farm down range. Stone Edge just put them into their grave. As it should be here. Very, very good there in general. Bastion is such a good Pokemon right now. Again, a Azumarill matchup there. If they don't run Hydro Pump, this is a clear win for the Bastion, which is still insane, because all fast moves, all moves are just neutral, but they have actually Hydro Pump, which is kind of annoying for you, forcing you to swap out into your Medicham this time around, because the Medicham is the worst matchup against this. Of course, your Hawlucha going to be the better one with a Poison Jab, going to be able to do way more damage. We see the opponent coming into a Trevenant, allowing you to go for an Ice Punch here, which is going to get shielded, which is actually ideal for you. This is how it's basically perfectly going to happen here. They're going to go for the Seed Bomb. This is even... Nah, it's not better, because they can farm you down, but you can go... Okay, you go into your Hawlucha. I am confused about this play. I would have wanted to my Bastion, went for the Flamethrower and tried to sweep endgame with Hawlucha, but like this, you can go for an Aerial Ace, I guess. Try to get them on like the knockout there. They're going to let this move go through for whatever reason. You have to shield this move up here, of course. It's going to be the Ice Beam, and it's going to be a tough one, but you can farm them all the way. Let's see what they have in the back. It's going to be the Swampert. They have 2 moves in right now. Do you catch the move in 3 more fast moves? Let's take a look at this. Do you try? You're going to try to do that. I don't know if you can take one, so you can still throw one charge move here. You can build with 1 HP. This is important, I think, because I think this puts them perfectly into range for 1 Flying Press, and you can reach this in time. Does this do enough damage here? Let's take a look at this. Does it do enough damage? It does actually do enough damage. Honestly, I didn't expect that it would do that much against a normal Swampert there. This is wild. Next opponent, we see Miltank here in the lead with Tackle. Tackle is actually a very decent move on Miltank. Kind of funny to see Tackle being a decent move in this meta in general. On Miltank, I kind of want to try that out as well, but like I kind of need a restricted meta where Miltank is decent in. This doesn't really seem to be the place to be for it. We will see here the Psychic coming through and get shielded by the Galarian Weezing, which is one of the best Pokemon for the also currently available Ultra League version of the, what's called the... Forgot the name of the Ultra League Cup right now. You know it anyway. The Fantasy Cup. Tomorrow, you're mostly going to take a look at this one as well and the top teams for it. PvPoke didn't update before the season started, so I couldn't really make a video about this yet. But tomorrow, we're going to most likely take a look at this and the top teams for it. Interesting cup, most likely not the best cup to play in right now. I think greatly going to have way more people playing in, but yeah, we're going to see the opponent here having a Malamar. A cool Pokemon, honestly, kind of underrated. Has access to the move's Foul Play as well as the move Superpower, which they generate very, very much, like very fast energy, so they can outspam the opponents usually. Here we see the Aerial Ace coming through, going to knock out the Weezing, and we see a Miltank coming in, which is going to have to take now the Flying Press, but sadly they're going to shield up, which doesn't really matter because they have a Bastion in the back. It literally doesn't matter, as Bastion going to be able to easily knock out this Miltank here. There's nothing they can do here. This Stone Edge going to do a ton of damage. And let's take a look what we're going to see as a next game now. Let's take a look. We're going to see the win coming in. We're going to see the next game coming in as well. Bastion against Deoxys. This is horrible for you. You kind of want to swap out here, but this Pokemon destroys the entire team, so I don't know what you really want to do here. You're going to stay in here, trying to play this team like out there, which I guess is fine. The likelihood of them having okay, they're going to swap out. I wanted to say actually the likelihood of them having a flying type Pokemon is very slow. Not very slow, very slim. But as you can see here, I guess it's good that I didn't say it prior, because we have a flying type Pokemon here, which doesn't really make too much sense here, but it's still going to be fine, as we're going to see the next charge move coming through, going to be an Ice Punch, and you can still threaten some health here. Maybe you actually can even take one more move and try to go for another charge move. Aerial Ace just doesn't do enough damage here, and you can go ahead and go for the full farm down. That's wild. You have a shield advantage, you have switch advantage, the Deoxys comes back in, and you can go ahead and go for one Ice Punch here. That's going to put them low, but it's going to be still an awkward one in the long run here. Let's see, you're going to go back into the Bastion, letting this basically go down here because you don't really want to shield up anything here. You kind of rely on the Hawlucha itself, as we're going to see the charge move coming through from the opponent going to be the Rock Slide again. You can just take this one, you can go for another charge move here as well. They're going to let this move go through very likely as well. And now you're going to swap out immediately. We see a Swamp coming in, which definitely doesn't want to take a Flying Press here. You're going to have to shield all the moves up because they're pretty squishy. Flying Press does a ton of damage. It is wild. You have to use both your shields here because the opponent going to get to 2 Hydro Cans for sure. And you're actually going to let the first move go through, which did less than I expected it to. I thought it was more squishy, not gonna lie. Hawlucha looks like such a cool Pokemon. You're going to be able to win this game on us here as well, but it's kind of wild. Like, Hawlucha looks like such a fun Pokemon to use. I really wish we had like more access to that, but maybe eventually with like GoFest or something that gives us access to it. But here right now, only eligible for like lower regions of the USA as well as the cities in Mexico. But here we see the Psychic coming through from the Medicham against the Azumarill. Again, Azumarill is an awkward one to face with this team, but you have Poison Jab. The actually the Medicham wins against Azumarill usually with just going as Psychic, which is cool. And so we're going to see the Ice Beam here coming through. We're going to see that you have a shield disadvantage, but you can go for the Ice Punch yourself. Going to knock out the opponent, and we can realign, which is way better anyway because they have a Medicham itself. You go for the Psychic. Let's see if it hits. It does hit, which is amazing, and you're going to force the opponent to throw a charge move against you. Letting this move go through is your best play for sure. As they go for the Psychic, you can go ahead and go into your own Hawlucha here, which tries to farm out down the opponent, which I don't know if it's going to happen here. Let's take a look at it. It's going to be a Power Punch from the opponent. Very good call there. We see the Flying Press coming through. This would knock them out easily. They're going to no shield this as well. And we see a Galarian Stunfisk coming in here. Let's see what he can do there. All like the Rock Slide is neutral here, as we're going to see the opponent having to deal with our Bastion now. Bastion coming through, going to get the shield from the opponent. Let's see, they're going to go and have to go for one Earthquake here right now to knock out your Bastion. They're going to go for the Rock Slide. This does not knock you out for sure. You can go for another charge move here, forcing another shield from the opponent as well, which is amazing. As we're going to see here that you can go ahead and go into your Hawlucha now. This Pokemon will get shielded for sure. Actually, they don't even shield this one, just for the flex, I guess. You have to shield the next one though in order to try to win this game here. We will see that you can go for one Flying Press here, and you can actually still reach this in time, winning this game. Very close one, a very cool one there as well. But let's go into the final battle, I think, now. Thanks also to Rust and Jade for giving me those battles. It's very late for me right now, so if I commentate a little bit weirdly, I'm very tired, very long day here for me, but still I kind of want to bring this showcase here for Hawlucha, as this is a new Pokemon that I kind of always, of course, want to showcase here. Actually curious, does Flying Press do more damage against the Sableye compared to an Aerial Ace? Because the Flying Press is a move that is way stronger compared to the Aerial Ace in terms of the damage output. Let's take a look at this real quick on the side, because I'm curious about this. Here we see the Sableye going to win this matchup as well, but you can farm down with your own Bastion here. Sableye against Hawlucha is an interesting one. Let's see, Hawlucha Flying Press does 1.1 damage per energy. Actually, yes. Flying Press, even though it's a ghost type, yeah, it's still past a part. Dark type, of course. Flying Press does more damage to Sableye compared to the Aerial Ace. So this is something that you kind of have to note. Unless the opponent, unless basically 2 stages are in between Aerial Ace and the Flying Press, always go for Flying Press. If it's resisted, like single resisted, still Flying Press is a bit stronger move, it seems like. If it's double resisted, I guess Aerial Ace is slightly better. So I actually feel like, I mean, other than for Trevenant, where you really need Aerial Ace, there's no real reason for Aerial Ace to play that one, so I think Power Punch might be better. But yeah, still, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed that we can take a look at the Hawlucha. Thanks for letting me showcase those battles, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye!